Hi, everybody. Uh, there was an incident at the most recent Masters Golf tournament that I felt very close to, and I want to explain to you. The tournament was highly competitive, and after 4 days of golf, 72 holes, there were two golfers with the lowest score. One was Bubba Watson, a golfer who had never won a major tournament, but had been able to win a number of minor ones. His opponent was a previous winner of the Masters tournament from Ireland. They had the lowest scores, and they had to go into a sudden death play, which meant they would play one hole at a time, and the one who won the first lowest score hole would be declared the winner of the entire tournament. They started out well with at the first sudden death hole, and both played par. With the second, the player from Ireland hit the ball on the fairway, which was a good lie. But Bubba Watson put one into the woods on pine grass in the midst of a large group of spectators. He approached his ball, took a look at what he was faced with. He was a left-hander, which meant that even to get onto the fairway again was a problem, but to put it around the trees and get it onto the green was even a greater problem. He's a left-hander, made his look at the ball and the trees, took a good swing, and purposely made a hook to put the ball around the trees and onto the green. 2 strokes later, he was the winner of the 2012 Masters tournament. He picked the ball up out of the hole, out of the cup, and walked over to his caddy, and they embraced. I could see that his shoulders were moving up and down, and I knew he was crying. Soon the camera caught his face. His eyes were closed, and his mouth was pressed tightly as he attempted to control his crying. His mother ran up onto the green and embraced him. He continued crying. The stress was so great that he could not stop. Now that related very well to my experience. After a number of years playing bridge, I had accumulated almost enough high card points to make Life Master. Actually, I needed 14 100ths of a point to make Life Master. But I played 2 to 3 times a week for several weeks, and I could not get over that hurdle. I could not get the final 14 100ths of a point to achieve my goal. At the time, one one of my favorite partners was Michael Crawford. On this particular day, I asked Michael if he'd play with me, and he was glad to. We played well. Everything seemed to go well. He put me in contracts that I would never dream of playing, let alone making, but we did well. And when it turned in my final score, I felt certain that I had made Life Master. As I picked up my jacket, my cards, put the cards back where they belong, I could hear Billy Kitchen announcing winners. And when she came to the winners of our group, she started saying my name and announcing that I was now a Life Master. By that time, I began to shake and hold myself, and I headed for the door. And as I opened the door to leave the club, I could hear applause. I began to cry, and by the time I got to the car, I could not stop crying. I called home and told Yvette that I was now a Life Master. She said, "Don't cry. Come home. I'll pet you, and we'll celebrate. You are now a Life Master."